if you're angry and upset with people, right? How does that help you obtain what you're seeking to obtain? If you're shouting at people, if you're being belligerent, being belligerent to people and not being nice to people, that really doesn't help anything. Because when you're belligerent and you're not nice to people, unless they are paragon of society, they usually are not nice back. And then I find that when people start shouting at each other, then they're really not listening to each other. It's just like, get out of my office. I don't want to deal with you because you're trying to ruin my good day. And I don't know how many times I have to say it to people. If there's an issue, let your probation officer know about it. If you feel as they're not addressing it, you can still come to court and address it with me.
I was not aware of any of that like that.
No, I say that every time to every person who's on probation. I let them know that. But the one thing we don't do is try to ruin people's day by being mean and disrespectful. Because I guarantee you, the probation officer you spoke to, they're not paid enough money for what they do. Right?
Yeah.
And then they're dealing with somebody who's coming in being disrespectful to them, ruining their day. Sometimes you may be the only person that stops somebody from just throwing their hands up and losing it. So it's always nice, even if you are having a bad day, to greet somebody with a smile and a hello. You don't know how that may impact their day. And you negatively impacted somebody's day. And so they negatively impacted you by saying you're not going to Corpus. You understand?
Yes.
So we don't do that here. I require that everybody treats everybody with respect. And even if you don't respect them, pretend. You understand?
It's a golden rule.
All right. So what are you requesting, probation?
Judge, so at this point, we are requesting that Ms. Medina have the ability to go ahead and go to Corpus, obtain what she needs to obtain, and move forth with getting what she needs to get for the medical compassionate use program. I'm also requesting once she becomes compliant, Ms. Medina has expressed the need. She hasn't seen her family in quite some time, and her family lives in the valley. She says she hasn't seen her father, and she would like to go to the valley to visit her family.
Do they want her to visit?
I had to cut them off from so much that I kept making them wait on me.
Well, no, here's the thing. Sometimes people say they want to visit family. And I'm always wondering whether or not family wants them to visit, because I don't want people who are on probation to end up involved in situations that they're not ready for. So that's why I'm asking that question. So do you know if they're ready to see you?
They've been waiting on me.
Well, when's the last time you spoke with them?
About a month ago.
All right. So I tell you what, I will strongly consider allowing you to do that. But what I need you to do is have them reach out to probation to let probation know that they would like to have contact with you. And if their answer is yes, and if everything else is taken care of and you're doing well, I will sign the order for you to go visit with them. Okay? So whether or not you visit with them, a lot of it's going to depend on you getting what you need in order to do that. First thing, get them in contact with probation for them to say, yes, we want her to visit with us. And then that probation is going to need to know where you're going to be staying when you go visit. And then when you come back, you'll have to do a UA upon return. You understand? And if that's yes or no.
Yes, ma'am.
And if this medical reports you need from its Corpus.
Yes, Judge.
If you're not able to get that and you don't get a card for use for marijuana for medical purposes, then you're going to have to start doing something else, because you're not allowed to smoke marijuana while you're on probation or use marijuana while you're on probation unless you have a medical prescription. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So when is this trip for Corpus needed? What day?
As soon as possible, because I did call in order for me to.
No, what date?
If anything, tomorrow, I'm able to go as soon as
All
I'm
right.
able to be let go.
And how long are you're gonna need to be there?
As long as the offices are open, majority of the time they're open till 5.
She
All right.
said 1 day, Judge.
All right, so she's allowed to leave. February 13th. You may want to call them because sometimes doctors' offices, they close early on Friday or they're off on Friday.
And Monday is a holiday for
Mhm.
some offices as well, so they may close early.
All right,
So
Tuesday.
so we'll
do
do,
Tuesday
Yeah.
instead?
all right, so February 20th.
Is that Tuesday's date? Judge?
Is it
I'm
the
sorry.
18th? Let me see, or is it 17th?
17th, Judge.
All right, so February 17th. And I'll put on here, she's allowed to leave February 17th or February 12th, because you may call them and they may say, no, we'll be open all day tomorrow. All right, is there anything else?
Is there anything else?
Mm.
No, Judge.
All right, so in this court, communication is key. If there is an issue, let your probation officer know about it. If you feel probation is not addressing it, you can always come back to the court and address it with me. All right,
Yes.
anything else you need?
No,
All right, good luck to you.
thank you.
You're welcome.